While a number of outstanding individuals expressed interest in becoming the coach of the Crimson Tide, one person who always stood out was Nick Saban, a man who has coached a team to the pinnacle of college football.
Fairmont, West Virginia. LSU wins the BCS National Championship.
I think you're going to be in this game a lot in the future.
Bang! Getting a little physical here, boys.
Nick still not smiling.
Another national championship for the Crimson Tide.
You saw the Gatorade shower this time. You reacted a little differently. What'd you do?
I loved it.
Alabama again, the champions of college football.
Well, 2 days we're going to start on next year. We got a 24-hour rule around here.
Alabama back on top. Another building block in this dynasty. Could we get a smile?
You got it, baby. You got it.
Think about Owen. Fire to the end zone. Touchdown! Alabama wins!
Was that a good game or what?
No final play drama needed tonight. Just an emphatic performance to cap season of incredible consistency against all odds. Unbeaten and really untested except for one game by the Florida Gators in the fourth quarter.
Before his coaching career, Nick Saban played defensive back at Kent State University. Upon his graduation, he intended to pursue a career in automotive sales until Kent State head coach Don James hired him as a graduate assistant. Saban worked his way up the coaching ladder through various collegiate and professional assistant roles before landing his first-time head coaching job with the University of Toledo. Toledo had a record of 6-5 before Saban. In his only season, he led the Rockets to a 92 record in 1990, with the 2 losses coming by a combined 5 points. He changed the culture by preaching toughness and discipline that were lacking in the previous teams. He spent just 1 season there before moving on in 1991 to become the defensive coordinator of the Cleveland Browns in the NFL under head coach Bill Belichick. The Belichick-Saban duo didn't produce immediate results, going 6-10 in their first season. Belichick took over the general manager duties in year 2, and the Browns proceeded to go 7-9 in each of the next 2 seasons, missing the playoffs in his first 3 campaigns at the helm. In 1994, Belichick and Saban's Browns finally had a breakthrough. Cleveland's defense allowed the fewest points per game in the NFL, with 12.8, going 11-5 to qualify for the playoffs for the first time since 1989. Saban's success as the coordinator for the best defensive unit in the NFL set him up to take the Michigan State head coaching job the following season. When Nick Saban took on the head coaching role at Michigan State, the team was also serving NCAA sanctions for recruiting violations that were committed before Saban's arrival. The violations happened under the watch of his predecessor, George Perles, who was only Saban's second head coaching role, but he proved his worth. The fortunes of the Spartans began to improve with him in charge. In each of his first 3 seasons, Saban's Michigan State team played in bowl games. He finished with 6 wins, 5 losses, and 1 tie in 1995, and 6-6 in 1996, and 7-5 in 1997. A highlight of Saban's tenure at Michigan State included an upset against the Ohio State Buckeyes, who were ranked number 1 at the time. The Spartans won the game 28-24. His team still ended the season with a 6-6 record. However, no bowl invitation was extended to that team that season. Saban's turnaround of the Spartans became really evident in the 1999 college football season. He led the team to a 9-2 finish in the regular season. He led them to wins against high-ranking teams like Notre Dame, Michigan, Ohio State, and Penn State. Strangely, he resigned after the final game of the regular season. His next coaching gig was at Louisiana, where he took up the head coaching role with the LSU Tigers. From 2000 to 2004, Saban helped build LSU into a juggernaut that many coaches before him couldn't quite accomplish. He was 48-16 during his 5 seasons in Baton Rouge, leading the Tigers to the 2003 National Championship with the 21-14 victory over Oklahoma and the Sugar Bowl in 2004. A year after winning a national championship at LSU, Saban opted to take his coaching talents to the next level. He had NFL experience as an assistant, most notably as a defensive coordinator that Bill Belichick coached Cleveland Browns. However, this was his first time being the NFL head coach, and it did not go well. The Dolphins did manage a winning record in Saban's first season. They went 9-7 in 2005, narrowly missing the playoffs. However, things went down after that very quickly. Ahead of the 2006 season, the Dolphins were in search of a starting quarterback. The team considered Drew Brees, but opted to trade for Daunte Culpepper instead. Both quarterbacks were nursing injuries. Drew Brees had a shoulder injury, and Daunte Culpepper had a knee injury. The Dolphins shipped the second-round draft pick to the Minnesota Vikings in order to acquire Daunte Culpepper. Culpepper never really recovered from his knee injury and started just 4 games in 2006. Choosing Culpepper over Brees turned into one of the biggest mistakes in NFL history. Culpepper never came close to reaching the Pro Bowl level of play that he enjoyed during his time in Minnesota and was out of the NFL by 2010. Had the Dolphins opted for Drew Brees instead of Culpepper, maybe Saban's NFL coaching career would have been different. Saban's Dolphins finished 6-10 in 2006, finishing last in the AFC East. Even before the end of that season, talks were of Saban going to Alabama after the school fired head coach Mike Shula. In early January 2007, it was official, and college football would never be the same. Saban quickly rebuilt Alabama into a powerhouse with his sharp recruiting and defensive strategies. In his third season, he led the Crimson Tide to a perfect 14-0 record, ending with a victory over the University of Texas in the national championship game. He followed that with consecutive national titles in the 2011 and 2012 seasons. In 2014, Alabama was the top seed in the inaugural college football playoff, but the team was upset in the Sugar Bowl semifinal by Ohio State. In the 2015 season, Saban coached Alabama to a 14-1 record, capping off another successful season with an overwhelming 38-0 victory over his former school Michigan State in the college football playoff semifinal, and a win over Clemson University in the national championship game. Although Nick Saban only had 5 national championships at the time, many already considered him to be the greatest college football coach of all time. In 2016, he guided Alabama to an undefeated regular season, in which the dominant Crimson Tide topped the Associated Press college football poll for the first week of the season. Alabama lost a thrilling title game rematch to Clemson. The following season, despite having suffered a regular season loss and not appearing in the SEC championship game, Alabama was still selected to be one of the 4 college football playoff semifinalists following the 2017 season. The team again proved that it was the premier program of the early 21st century by easily defeating Clemson in the national semifinals and then beating the University of Georgia in the college football championship game that was decided in overtime. Saban's coaching in the title game was especially bold, as he benched his season-long starting quarterback at halftime in favor of true freshman Tua Tagovailoa, who rallied Alabama from a 13-0 deficit to its overtime victory. In 2019, Alabama lost 2 regular season games and was left out the college football playoff Final Four for the first time. Alabama rebounded the following season. Despite various challenges posed by the COVID-19 pandemic, the team went undefeated in the regular season and advanced to the college football playoff championship, where they easily defeated Ohio State. The victory gave Nick Saban his 7th national title, and he surpassed Brett Bryant as the NCAA football coach with the most championships in college football history. Saban retired as a 5-time SEC Coach of the Year, 2-time Walter Camp Coach of the Year, 2-time AP College Football Coach of the Year, and 2-time Paul Bear Bryant Award winner, along with 7 national championships.